I'm not going to presume for a second that my kids will enjoy it, but I know that they'll be able to see it, and that's a good place to start. Yeah, I mean, I got caught up initially in the idea of Tim Burton making the story of Dumbo, knowing that both the character of Dumbo and the artist that Tim is can elicit a great kind of sympathy and a great degree of heart. Having seen the original animated film of Dumbo and having seen so many of Tim's films through the years. So I just was so excited by the opportunity. And then in the telling of the story and going to work every day and being a part of this collective and inhabiting the sets that were built, it really was magic. It really was a magic film to be on. But the heart at the centre of it was something that you never felt like you escaped, nor did you want to, but it was always there, however subtle it may have been. My youngest fellow just wants to know why I always play baddies, which I don't think I do, but maybe he has a point. Anyway, however he perceives it, so it is. So it'll be nice to, I'm a decent character in this. I think probably the best thing you can do as a parent is realise that you have no idea how to parent. You know, I think, and you just absolutely do your best, you know, as you said, to in whatever form, and guide them and stay out of their way, and try not to contain their imagination, but also try and share with them the rules that we all have to live by, and until they can invent their own rules. I never felt that there was a club that predated my arrival, but I know what you mean. I mean, they had both Danny and Ava, and the three of them, and Michael had worked with... Has Ava worked with Tim twice before this? Twice? Pellegrini? And Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows.
Yeah. I didn't feel that. It was just, look, he creates such a kind of an inclusive environment. It all felt very familial. And I'm sure part of that actually was the fact that they all knew each other beforehand, but I didn't feel that I was outside of it at all, which would have sucked and would have been fine. But, you know, going again with the grain of this film and what it's about, Tim's sets are a really, really inclusive place. Really lovely place to work. I had met Tim some years back, briefly had a coffee with him at some stage. I can't remember what it was about, but lovely. He's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, I could just watch him on a film set all day long, and just how connected and frenetic, and you know, you can just kind of see his mind working a mile a minute, in every kind of jerky movement of his hand, or every suggestion he's making, or thought he's trying to grab down from the ether. You know, he's an extraordinary creative energy and a really kind soul. I mean, for me personally, selfishly, one of the best parts was being able to tell my kids that I was making a film that they were going to see, and they both know what Dumbo is, so that was kind of cool. But just going to work every day and just, again, being a part of a story that has such heart and such a degree of hope and such a kind of a kind core. You know, there is darkness in this film, there is greed in this film, there is cruelty in this film, but at its core, it is a film about journeying towards kindness, journeying towards the light, journeying towards love. Oh, that was 2017. I knew the story a little bit vaguely, but I had never seen the animated film. I grew up watching Lady and the Tramp, The Aristocats, Jungle Book. And I don't know why, but Dumbo was never part of the Disney canon that I was exposed to when I was a child. So I watched it when I knew, not for research, but I just watched it because I knew I was doing the film, and it was great. Because they want to, or they don't, I don't know. I honestly think there are a range of really beautiful messages in this film. I also think that it deals with certain themes that as children or adults we inevitably deal with in life: loss, pain, fear, separation. Sometimes we have to stare down the face of greed and cruelty. And then, as I said, at its core, it's a story about inclusion. It's a story about the acceptance of difference, and that difference is something to be celebrated rather than be fearful of. And I was pretty blown away by it. It's the dearest character. It's such a beautiful character they created. I mean, I was thinking, imagine the pressure you'd be under. Imagine. Seriously. I mean, so much more pressure to create this Dumbo character than any of the pressure any of the cast, any of us were under. And they did such an extraordinary job. I mean, just the mischief and the joy and the playfulness and the fear and the sadness and all these emotions that we can project onto the character, that we can just even objectively observe in the character of Dumbo, are all there front and centre. So it's very alive and very rich, and I think they did an amazing job.